Good evening, good morning, hello, welcome to Dictionary Shorts. My name is Owen Tewson, your host. This is basically a show where fate decides the film, so essentially we get a dictionary and choose a word and then make a short film off of it, and also educate you guys on how to do an effect or a technique. So it should be pretty exciting. Could I have a dictionary, please? Thank you. So in today's episode we'll be using the Concise Oxford Dictionary. It's one of my favourite dictionaries because, fuck you, that's why. Oh, right, okay, right, let's choose a word. Right, I'm going to close my eyes, use this card to slice into a page, then we will proceed to open the book, and then whilst still having my eyes closed, I will go down and choose a word. Right, okay. Is it in? Is it in yet?
Yeah, it's the open page.
Right.
No, bro.
What?
Go on, just go down.
Oh. Fuck. Shit. Alright, cool. Okay.
Do you want to take that, yeah?
Yeah, I'll take that. Suit. Okay, so the first word is suit. A set of outer clothes of matching material for men, consisting usually of a jacket, trousers, and sometimes a waistcoat.
Today's the 13th of July 2016.
Right, so here we are filming suit, because that's the word we got. We've decided to do a indestructible suit kind of thing. There's going to be a part of the short film where like a turret comes out of his shoulder because it's just some like really techie suit, so it'll go so any good visual effect is made better by a moving camera because it's a bit more, it just adds a visceral quality to it. So to have the turret come out of his shoulder, we're going to have to make that as another kind of element to go with it, but for now we just need a little tracker marker on his body so the computer has some information to actually lock onto, so we can then put the other turret element on top of it.
Hey, what's up? Andrew Kramer here for VideoCopilot.net.
I'm not really Andrew Kramer. I'm Owen Tewson for Dictionary Shorts, but
Hey, what's up? Andrew Kramer here for VideoCopilot.net.
this guy makes really good After Effects tutorials, and if you're in need of any, then definitely go and check this website out. It's called Video Copilot. You will have heard of it if you're watching this tutorial, probably. Anyway, today we will be making this turret effect thing that is in the short film coming out tomorrow for Suit, and obviously, as I said in the previous video, we are going for like a indestructible suit type thing, as well as this. I'd like to say it's like Iron Man, but it's more like Inspector Gadget. But yeah, anyway, this is a selfie stick that I shot on a green screen, and dead crude animation, but I suppose it looks alright. I did this by hand, but then in After Effects made this little element that I then keyed out, and by keyed out I mean I got rid of the green screen in the background. And there's loads of tutorials on how to do that, but I'm not going to explain today on how to do it because I'll just put a link in the description for a green screen tutorial. So yeah, I've got this element to work with, and what I've done is I've tracked it to his shoulder, and I'll just show you how to do that right now. So this is the original footage. There's that little bit of tape I was talking about. If you have an early version of After Effects that doesn't come with Mocha, which I don't think you will do anyway, you will need something along the lines of this to track. But I have Mocha. You will probably have Mocha as well. So let's go ahead and open Mocha AE. It is a motion tracking software. It's extremely powerful. Developed by Imagineer Systems. Blah blah blah. Keep everything the same. Okay. Yes, we're gonna override that. Right, so you have your footage, keep it right on that little red bit there, and then you go to create Bezier layer tool, and then you start clicking around this here, and there's already enough detail in his suit on this lapel, I think it's called, that will give us enough information to actually track, but the tape helps, definitely helps to have. So now that we've got this little shape that we've made by clicking around, you're going to press track forwards, which is just this little button here, and then this is really boring to watch, so we'll just go ahead and skip this. So that is done. Then what we can do with this tracking data, it's actually fun watching it back, and it's just like fully locked onto him. Right, so maybe drag it to the start. I think you have to do that, but we'll just do it to be safe. Export tracking data, this little button here, and we want the bottom one, which is transform data. So press copy to clipboard, don't press save or anything, just go copy to clipboard. Right, then back in After Effects, I'm going to drag it to the front, make a new, go to layer, new, null object, then put that there maybe, and then press paste, edit paste, and then that looks pretty good. That's a really good track, but the null's all the way up here, so we're going to open the transform bit, go onto the null, open up transform, then you're going to drag across all these keyframes. I'm sure there's a much faster way to do it, but I certainly don't know how to do it. Then you're going to delete all of them, then you're going to go to the anchor point settings, click on the little yellow numbers here, press 0 and 0, and that'll bring the null object where it needs to be. So yes, and then now what we can do is we need to, now with this null object here, we'll be able to parent loads of elements to it. So basically what we need to do now is save this frame, because what we're going to have to do is remove the piece of tape. So go to composition, save frame as Photoshop layer, and then we'll call it turret tutorial, because I've already done this effect. Right, and then we go into Photoshop. So now we're in Photoshop, we need to open the clone stamp tool. So select that, maybe change the size a bit, and then you're going to press Alt on your keyboard, and then click on your left of your mouse. Oh wait, no, we've got the null selected in this for some reason. Right, so yeah, Alt again, press down, and then you're going to be able to paint that thing out. Does that look alright? Yeah, it looks okay. Maybe decrease the size a little bit. Select this here, go down, do it again, repeat the process, continue repeating the process, and it's gone. So that should be good enough, shouldn't it? Yep. Right, it's a bit shoddy, but obviously it does the trick. Then you're going to go to File, Save As, and then save it as a JPEG. In fact, save it as JPEG. Call it Turret Tutorial JPEG, so we know what it is. JPEG options okay, that's all fine. Then we're going to import the picture. Where the fuck is it? Turret Tutorial JPEG. Mon Mothma's there if you need her. Right, I'm going to drag it into the timeline. It's not the same size for some reason. It's a bit temperamental. I don't even know why it does this. Comment below if you know, because I fucking don't. It looks a bit pixelated right now, which is fucking shit, but it'll do for this tutorial. So now, get this picture and parent it to the null, and then if we render this out, we're just going to see that it's a picture moving, but this is moving in sync with the video, which is what we want. Then shut that off and still have it selected, and what you can do is you can go in and select the mask tool, the pen tool even, and just make a little mask around the piece of tape, turn the picture back on, And then there you go, it's vanished. And then when we actually feather this a little bit, a little bit more, play with the expansion a little bit, and then when we play this, the tape has vanished. So now we can go in and create the little, if you look back at the video, we had this little opening thing which didn't look too great, but obviously we can improve upon it. So yeah, you go to layer new, solid, and then make it, just make it black. Okay, so you've got this, shut that off again on the little eye. I don't even know what you call this. Yeah, it just hides the video of this thing. Right, so make like a little square or rectangle for the actual turret to pop out of, and then parent it to the null. And this isn't animated right now, but at least it's fully locked onto him. So yeah, we're gonna animate that in a moment. Then you're gonna import the sentry gun element, which I've already pre-keyed. And as I said, I will put a link in the description on how to do a tutorial on how to do a green screen. Jesus, I cannot speak. Right, so shrink that down to a size you want. A bit bigger than that. The dimensions don't look correct either. Scale it up. And then parent it to the null object again, and then it looks like shit, but obviously it won't look like that in the end. Okay, so it's all locked on there now. Let's get the go to your black solid, open up the mask information bit. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to mask path and hit the keyframe, and then in fact the sentry gun opens a little bit further up, so we're going to drag that up here. Right, that looks about right where it's popping out. And as long as this white bit here is where it needs to be, then that's okay. Right, for now, yeah, that can all be dealt with. Right, cool. So mask path, set a keyframe. Oh. Recording stopped for a bit there, the video. Right, so yeah, hit a keyframe on the mask path, then go to a few frames earlier, and then set another keyframe. And we're going to zoom in here and animate this. So select one and then drag that, and then pull it towards the other one. And then I think I played with the expansion for when it actually first appears. So set another keyframe on the mask expansion, and then pull it down so it'll go like that. Then we should also feather this because it actually wouldn't be that crisp in focus anyway. So that's what we've got so far. And you'll notice, oh, and that looks like shit. And you're right. What we have to do to it is, the reason this looks worse than it actually is because the colours aren't right at all, and there's a few other things wrong with it, like these white bits are sticking out and they shouldn't be sticking out. So what we will do is create a mask, select the sentry gun, create a mask, and then just go around that bit there. And what that will also let us do is it will let us feather it a little bit, which will create like a little, let's see, I'll show you what it's doing. It'll create like a little shadow basically that it's almost like light fall off, I suppose. Let's see how that looks. Right, we'll have it a bit further up for this bit, and we'll animate it down. So we're going to do another mask path keyframe, and then have it move down as it pops up. So there we go. Let's see how that looks. Alright, that's looking a lot better. Right, what we need to do now is, I don't like how suddenly this sentry gun is just suddenly there. It just kind of pops up rapidly. I want there to be a bit of more of a gradual fade on, so we'll duplicate the sentry gun. Let me just make the composition bigger so I may shrink this video clip down. There must be a, if there's a command on how to do something like that, please tell me how, because I have no idea how to do it. Let's go back to the composition settings. Right, there we go. Right, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to lower this and then bring up that mask on it, because then it'll gradually fade on to the screen instead of just popping on. We need to make sure it's in line as well. Alright, so we need to move it a little bit over here. Alright, that looks about right. And this is a very fast effect anyway. This shot isn't really in the short film for that long. I'd love to do this effect practically, but there's just no way you could really, unless you had a ridiculous budget. But yeah, there's a few more things we can do to make it a little bit more real. We can change the colour firstly, so select this sentry gun, go to Effect, Colour Correction, then go down to Hue and Saturation. Then we're going to select the cyans on this little bit here, bring down the saturation, go to greens as well, brings the greens down. Do we need to bring the blues down at all? Maybe bring up the reds. It's quite a warm scene, so basically you'd want the white bit to match this here, so maybe introduce a bit of blue, to be honest. Bring the lightness down. Oh wait, no, I'm still on blues. Go into the master, bring the lightness down a little bit. Want the white to be the same colour as his shirt, pretty much. Okay, that'll do for now. Alright, so that looks a lot better. Also, this wouldn't, if this was moving at this speed, if this sentry gun was actually popping out of him at this speed, it would be, there'd be a bit of motion blur. So because the motion is actually occurring within the video file itself and it's not actually been animated within After Effects, what we'll have to do is we'll have to go to Effect, Blur and Sharpen, and go to Directional Blur, and basically we'll have to like keyframe the blur to fade off after it's like been on. So we'll increase the blur length, and then what that'll do is you'll notice that if I shut this effect off, it just adds like a bit of movement to it. Well, it doesn't add movement at all, but you get what I mean. We'll also have to add this onto this little thing as well. So yeah, set a keyframe there as well maybe, and then as it's coming down, as it fully locks it, once it fully locks into place, just set a keyframe, set it to 0, so it kind of just locks into place, and then that will, let me just add it to this one as well. Color correction, hue and saturation, cyans, take the cyans down, and yeah, that should be fine. Alright, so let's see what this looks like. And again, a lot of the reason it looks good in the short film tomorrow, as you'll see, well, I don't know, that's up to you to decide, but a lot of this effect works is because of the sound effects. It's because of the sound, it's the little thing, like the velocity of it, like there's loads of little sound effects in it. There's loads of packs that you can get online. You could make them yourselves. I use a lot of the motion pulse sound effects from, again, Video Copilot. They have a load of like products. You should definitely invest in some of them if you're serious about getting into films. Well, visual effects heavy films anyway, if that's your thing. Right, so I think that looks pretty good, and then you could animate like muzzle flashes. And remember, this isn't just limited to like turrets. You could have like, I don't know, a rocket shooting out of his shoulder. You could have like fucking ninja blades. You could have whatever the fuck you wanted. But yeah, that's the first tutorial on this channel. It's the first one I've ever done. It was pretty fucking tricky. I had to note it down. I had to do it a few times. Please tell me how I did. If you have any questions on how to do anything, please put them in the comment section below, because I will answer them. So yeah, subscribe and like this video. I hate saying that, but please do. Thank you.